know about the big houses? We are told the landlords were greedy, cruel and oppressive towards their tenantry.
You have leaders of the national movement presenting the landlord class as an alien class who have benefited from British conquest and confiscation of land in previous centuries.
They are regarded and portrayed as oppressors and colonisers, and their big houses become symbols of colonialism in Ireland.
In the early 19th century, Maria Edgeworth's writings about the fecklessness and debauchery of the landed classes were so powerful that they planted a view of them in the popular imagination of the people.
Maria Edgeworth is of course now very famous as one of the first novelists of the British Isles, as someone who wrote about the responsibilities of the landlord class in Ireland and how failing to take sufficient care for the tenants would be a dangerous path.
And that was the time that they shot her mother coming back from church. Things like that actually didn't really happen very much, and never to women, I wouldn't think. She was probably in her mid-40s, and the mother of one boy and 5 girls, I think. My grandmother was, I think, the 3rd daughter. And that's why I think my father was very hesitant to go to Barber Villa, because of the horror of this murder that has happened.
The big house and the tenant farms or the estate employed a lot of people. I think the big house was like a little village, really.
My father and Tom Black and them people, they got a shilling a day. I know the wages were small, but people were glad to have it. Yeah.
We always had to be Miss Annabelle and Miss Leslie and Master Michael. I remember once Jimmy called me Annabelle, and I remember sternly saying to him at the age of about 9, you know, "It's Miss Annabelle to you," which is a dreadful memory really, but it's just the way it was.
It was sort of 2 long halls. The lads slept in one half, and then there was a little bit where the dragon slept in the middle to make sure there was no hanky-panky, and then the maid slept in the other.
My father wouldn't have any men servants. He said, "I'm afraid that in a smallish house it leads to trouble." So we didn't know what trouble was, but we were told that was trouble, so that was what we understood. And they wouldn't let Deirdre and me lift out the washing or lift it back in again. But the girls were told to do that. So there was a huge unfairness in the world, really, is what it was. It was terribly wrong. But of course we had absolutely no idea that they were their poor girls because they were having illegitimate babies. But we'd never heard of an illegitimate baby. She was very, very sheltered.
We know a lot about the big houses. Or do we?